Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wedding Song, another one shot as part of the B-Day Bash charity stream benefiting JDRF International. For those who are stopping in for the first time or who haven't heard yet, JDRF International is the leading global organization funding type 1 diabetes research. Their strength lies in their exclusive focus and singular influence on the worldwide effort to end type 1 diabetes. So if you want to help raise money for JDRF International, all you have to do today is put exclamation point donate in chat, which brings you to the Tiltify donate link. And if you want to learn more about JDRF International, you can put exclamation point charity in the chat. There aren't any game specific incentives for this game. However, I have added a couple of incentives where if you've ever wanted to play with me and you want to run a game of For the Queen, a game about love, murder, and devotion to your queen, there's a couple of incentives on that Tiltify link. So that's all I have. I'm going to hand everything off to Aleksandra for highs, hellos, and then introductions for the rest of the cast, and then we'll get started. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aleksandra. I will be Mistress of Ceremonies today, running Wise Women, which is my game. Still can't believe it, but it is out. It is my game. It's about witches in a remote village based roughly on Poland, Eastern Europe, and Eastern European folklore. And we have 3 very cool witches today. So just for some quick introductions, let's start with Jen. Who are you? Maybe say a little bit about your character, just like, a few lines of intro.
I'm Jen, or Soup. My character's name is Sofia. She's like an animal shepherd. I believe she's come to this town as a newcomer because she was basically like, I strongly encouraged to leave the house by her parents after being an unmarried older woman. Older. I'm looking forward to playing her.
Anniek?
Hi, my name is Anniek. Today I'll be playing Paulina. She is a resident of this village and has been all her life, and is coming from a not spoiled, but definitely more well-off family. She considers herself one of the workers, but she makes lace indoors in a nice controlled environment. And she's obsessed with her sister, and her sister's the one getting married.
And last but not least, we have Danielle.
So my name's Danielle. I will be playing Kaleena. So Kaleena is born and raised in the village, and she is the village doctor. She had apprenticed the old doctor. The doctor had passed away, and she had to take over a little bit early than what most people felt was sort of comfortable, things like that. So, some people aren't really appreciative of that. And
And thank you. And of course, all our characters practice magic, something they have to hide from other villagers as it is frowned upon, if not worse. So without further ado,
if it's okay, I'd like to stop in super quick. We did reach the next milestone for a giveaway for a Galaxy watercolor cat painting from @ShadowbookCat. So if you want to enter that, you can put hashtag JDRF in chat. Anyone is allowed to enter, even my lovely cast. Okay, now sorry for interrupting. Go right ahead.
No problem at all. Please enter if you want to. And now, let's start with a little bit of introduction to the village where the game is set. The village of Lasanka lies at the very edge of the forest. It is surrounded by tall, dark trees from one side, but from all other sides, there are vast fields. The village is situated on the bank of a small river, and it is a fairly remote settlement. The nearest other village is almost a full day of journey away, and the nearest town is even further away. But villagers of Lasanka successfully make their living from their vast fields, from foraging in the forest and fishing in the river, as well as in the lakes that are situated deeper in the forest. Of course, going there is always a little bit dangerous. Just like traveling to other settlements can be a risk, especially going alone, given that the wilderness is full of strange supernatural creatures waiting to prey on people or lead them off their path somewhere into dangerous areas. But nobody in the village has much time to think of that right now, when there is a wedding to prepare. It is mid-August. Harvest season is coming to an end, and the people of Aleksandra are preparing for wedding celebrations. It is a very exciting affair that's provoked a lot of gossip in the village, especially since the groom is a little bit of a mystery. Mieszko is his name, and he's in a way a local man. He grew up in Aleksandra, and his parents are good, decent people who maintain beautiful upper and pear orchards. But Mieszko left to go to the city when he was still a very young man, leaving his parents and sisters without his help. And would a good son do that? He returned at the start of the summer, now a bit into his 30s, strong, handsome, and somehow still unmarried, or so he claims, because who knows what he got up to in the city. But he found a bride, a local girl named Lena, and his parents hope that he will get married and stay in the village, whereas he keeps talking about taking his wife back to the city. Some call him ungrateful, but the bride seems to want to be with him in Aleksandra or not. The preparations are in full swing because the wedding is in 2 days. And now it is a warm summer evening. The sun is slowly setting behind the dark trees of the forest. Some people are still doing their daily chores. Others are beginning to gather for an evening meal or some drinks. And at that time, we will start with Kaleena. Kaleena, you're just finishing taking care of Aga, the girl you've been healing, whose leg got injured. You please describe your character, how Kaleena looks like.
Yes. So Kaleena, she has longer brownish hair. She is always very proper and very mature for her age. She's around 19, 20. And she always wears sort of longer, very simple sort of dresses, things like that. She's very, very pale. She has lighter eyes. And yeah.
Oh, all right. And you've been changing the dressing of the leg, putting some ointments on. Aga is looking at you with a smile. She always very carefully watches everything that you do. But she is visibly excited. You know that she is the niece of the groom, hasn't seen him in years. Well, she hasn't seen him at all. She just only got to know him, but the wedding is still in her family and she's still excited. And she's looking to you as you're finishing and are about to let her go, and asks, who do you hope to dance with at the wedding?
Well, Aga, as you know, I typically don't like to dance very much, but it will be a nice sort of change of pace for this tiny little village.
It will. If she looks down on her leg. Well, I would like to dance with everybody.
Well, you seem to be getting much stronger than you have been. Hopefully, you have been walking a little bit more and things like that. Hopefully, you'll be able to dance a little bit at the wedding.
Will you dance with me?
Of course, I will.
Oh. She kind of thinks for a bit.
Mhm.
Unsure, but then blurts out, "Do you want to get married?"
Maybe one day, but I know I have so much responsibility, taking care of everyone when it comes to, everyone being sick and things like that. But, maybe one day it will happen.
I'm not sure I want to get married. I want to be like you.
That is very sweet. And, that's something that if you, you work hard, you could potentially be my apprentice one day.
She smiles at that and gets more serious again and begins to ask you questions about what exactly you're doing. Have you used any magic in healing Aga, or are you sticking to normal, traditional means?
So I'm using some magic. She did have, a severe sort of injury to her leg. So I didn't want to, use a lot of magic so it healed instantly. But just so it heals a little bit quicker than it should have.
Right. And when she asks you questions, do you in some ways allude to something more being done, or do you just keep it strictly herbs?
So with that, I will, kind of hint at, and because it was a little bit of love, it's healing a little bit quicker, things like that.
All right. And she takes that in. You see, she looks very focused when she's listening to you. Meanwhile, in a different part of the village, Paulina, you are with your sister. She is trying on the lace, beautiful veil that you made for her. She twirls and asks, "How do I look?"
Beautiful as always.
Thank you so much. I would not be able to do that myself.
You have many other skills and talents.
You say that. She twirls a little bit more, kind of trying different positions of the veil. Paulina, how are you feeling about your sister getting married?
So one of my main things in life is make sure my sister's happy. So Paulina's very torn. I'm very happy that she seems happy, but again, there's a lot of rumors and uncertainty about this groom that left. Rude. Is talking about taking my sister away. Unforgivable. And we don't know anything about what he did while he was in town feeling better than the rest of us. So, I'm not sure he's the best match for the wonder that is my sister.
And with that, your sister, having tried a few more positions of the veil, smiles at you, but then goes a little bit almost sad and says, I will really miss you when I move to the city. I mean, it can be wonderful if all the people, all the possibilities, but it scares me sometimes.
So it's been decided that you're moving? Because last time we talked about this, you were still thinking about maybe moving.
Well, I know Mieszko really wants to move. I'm not sure why. He could inherit the orchards, the big farm. His parents are very well off.
It is
They're
a very
all good
dangerous
people.
place.
sometimes I think about it and I'm excited and want to go, and then some other times it's, I don't know, I like it here and I would miss not having you around.
I mean, if it really comes down to it, I can always move with you. I have very few marriage prospects on our own level in this village, and I can make lace anywhere, and I might even have an easier time selling my things. And, I'm sure Mishka doesn't mind me briefly joining your household while I look for someone
Oh
myself.
no.
I mean, I'm your favorite little sister. Why wouldn't he want me around?
Oh, I'm sure he would have to accept it.
What a wonderful idea. I'm sure he'll be
and
delighted.
Well, you really should take your lace to the city. You are so good. Thank you so much for this. She examines the veil, the patterns of lace you made in it, and then carefully takes it off and hangs it. It's a scary thing, the prospect of leaving especially. Should we go for a walk along the river? Or maybe, I don't know, I want to enjoy the area. I might not be here for much longer.
I think a walk is a great idea.
And you leave your house and start heading towards the river. And I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you, what does your character look like?
My character is, I mean, that's the whole thing. She's not particularly noticeable. She's very middling in everything, middling height, middling weight, not particularly attractive, not very unattractive, but she also dresses very, I mean, her family's well off. So everything's well made and expensive, but nothing is made to draw attention. She'll always be behind her sister.
Okay. All right. And I would imagine your sister has a little bit more of like embroidery embellishments.
Oh yeah, she gets all the fancy stuff we make and the bright colors and everything. And Paulina is much more demure.
Right. And you start walking towards the river as the sun is slowly setting. And by the river, we have Sofia. Sofia, you are with Magdalena, your cousin that you live with. Your cousin is very busy because the groom is an old childhood friend of her husband. And she has been making all sorts of flower garlands, decorations for the wedding on an insistence of her husband. And she asked you to come with her right now to just do some last minute washing by the river before the sun sets and it's too dark. She has her small baby right now lying by her. Her other child, young girl, is there around the baby, playing, drawing something in the dirt. And you are washing clothes. You see Magdalena looks pretty tired. She is maybe not quite like swaying, but you see her sometimes kind of just drift off from tiredness. She's been staying up, taking care of the baby and making those decorations on top of that right now. And she says, thank you so much. I know you must be busy as well. You just brought the animals in and I dragged you out here, but we need some clothes for the wedding, right? We have to look proper.
Yeah, I mean, this is the least I can do, and you're going to help me find something to wear, right?
Of course, you can borrow some of my stuff. I just need to make sure it's all clean. And she starts washing and hands you like a dress as well. What are your feelings on Magdalena, her tiredness, the family situation there?
I think it is I think I thought I would be more of a help being here, but it's still like she's still tired, and like maybe I'm just an extra burden in her household. So yeah, I don't want to be one more thing she has to worry about on top of the kids and family and now the wedding. But yeah, I'm happy to help her out.
Helping her out, you're washing the clothes. And as the sun almost sets, and it is getting darker by a minute, you see a shape floating down the river from the direction of the forest. And you see it is a human shape, like a body. Magdalena sees it too, and she just goes, "Oh my God!" And she starts shouting, "Help! Help!"
I guess I will try to fish the body out of the water.
All right, so you're going into the river to fish the body out.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, that would be your vigor roll. So that's 2d6s, and whatever you get, add it up and add your vigor.
Is it like a still body, or is it still splashing? Like, are we talking probably?
It is.
Maybe.
It might be someone unconscious or dead.
Okay. Okay.
It's not splashing.
Not splashing.
I got a 13.
13, no problem at all. So you jump into the river, swim towards the human shape, and you you come up to it, and you see, as you start pulling him towards the bank of the river, that it is the groom, Mieszko.
Oh, like, is he still? He's like completely still?
Roll your wits quickly.
Oh boy.
What a shame.
Or actually roll your hearth.
That is an 8.
8. You think he is still alive, but you're not quite sure how to like rescue him. You sort of get the sense that like maybe he can be rescued, something should be done, but you're not quite sure what to do. And you start pulling him onto the riverbank. Meanwhile, Paulina, you are walking along the riverbank with your sister, and you hear someone shouting for help.
I mean, well, we're not like full tilt running, because you know, no running and breaking your own leg, that's just a really bad idea, but we're definitely heading in that direction at a hustle.
Yeah, you see, Lena gets a little bit agitated, like, what could be going on? Well, we better go and see.
I mean, probably a goat in the water, or I don't know. I hope. Okay, promise me if it's dangerous, you go back to the village. Maybe it's a bear attack.
You go with me, right?
Now. No,
you go with me.
Go back now, and you go back now, and I'll go look. That's much safer.
I won't. I roll your influence, and you can add +1 because you care.
I get a +1 because she's my sister, right?
Yeah.
10.
10.
10.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, okay, but please be careful and."
Definitely. You be
careful. Shout for me if something happens.
Absolutely. If you see anything dangerous coming towards you, climb a tree and wait.
All right. And she sort of starts heading back towards your house. She looks over her shoulder a few times. But she is heading to safety of home.
I'm just assuming someone is attacking the animal herd at this point, like wolf, bear, something.
So you are walking towards where the shots are coming from, and you see, Sofia dragging someone out of the river. And you see her cousin Magdalena just shouting for help and completely pale and staring in disbelief.
Great. Magdalena, not good in a panic. Good to know. I'm just going to ignore Magdalena and her little freak out. And I see Sofia as a person, right?
Sorry?
I see Sofia as like dealing with a person.
Yeah. You see she's dragging a
whatever.
person out of the river.
Great. I will not ignore Magdalena. I will simply like poke her in the shoulder and go, get the doctor instead of screaming.
All right, of course. And she like, can you look after my kids?
Yes, sure. I'm great with kids. Kids are baby goats, right? Kids are baby goats, right?
She looks completely panicked, looks at her kids. Sofia, make sure nothing happens to them. And she darts off to get the doctor. And you see it is the groom now pulled out of the river by Sofia.
I don't know, how old are these kids?
One is 2, one is a baby.
I'm holding a baby. I did not sign up for this. Okay. God, I can't do kids. We're gonna put the 2-year-old like somewhere safe and go like, stay here. And I need you to do something very, very important for me. It's a very big job. I need you to hold this rock and never drop it where everybody dies. Perfect. And I'll head towards Sofia and go, hi, how do you hold the baby? Is he dead?
I haven't checked yet. I don't think so though. We need to do like first aid.
Oh, great. We could also not.
What?
I mean, we could not do first aid and then my sister doesn't move to the city.
What are you talking about? And
just roll him on his stomach and push in his back or something. I don't know.
I roll him onto his side and I guess start looking for wounds or anything obvious. Well, does CPR
is he breathing? Is he breathing?
Yeah. I mean, you would know, like, you are sort of, you had like a partial success then. So I figured you know that he's alive and can be helped. You can't quite, but you can try to, you can try
to see like, if I picked up anything sheerly through watching Kaleena do her thing so I could judge her from a distance.
Yes, you can try. That would be hard if you just want to try normal, non-magical means of helping.
Okay, so before I do this, I hand the baby to Sofia. Go, here, this one's yours.
Sopping wet with a child.
Yes. Okay, so my hearth is +2, which makes it an 11.
11, yes. You start. You know like how to do first aid, and he hasn't regained consciousness, but he is coughing up some of the water. Meanwhile, Kaleena, Aga is just leaving. She has her crutch that she became quite proficient with, and she's waving at you. And you see in the distance, coming from between the houses, a local woman, Magdalena, looking absolutely panicked. She's shouting, help, Kaleena, we need a doctor. Mieszko, the groom, he's unconscious, he's drowned. And all the people are sort of looking, everyone starts panicking.
So I grab Magdalena and I'm like, deep breaths. Where do we need to go?
Down there by the river.
Okay. So you go stay and sit down before you pass out. Sit here. I'm going to go.
Love of everything, bring her so she can take her kids away from us. Please, someone think of the children.
We don't need her to go into shock.
I don't need to be holding a baby.
There are plenty of other people there to hold the baby. Okay, so then I run off to the river.
All right, so you leave her there and
Yep.
run off towards the river. As you are running there are a few other people kind of shouting about this, or some are following you, wanting to see what is happening.
So I tell them to stay back because I need to be able to focus. So I keep shouting at them to stay in the village.
All right, if you want to keep the crowd in the village, please roll your influence.
Okay. I got a 7.
You got a 7. So you managed to get them to stay for now, but you get the feeling that they probably will like start moving towards there sooner rather than later. But you have this initial sort of stay back, and they are shocked into listening to you, but you don't think it's going to last very long. Their desire for knowing what's going on and gossip is going to push them to come. But you get to the river. You see Paulina over Mieszko, who is coughing. She's like handling the situation pretty well, you see.
So I give Paulina a look and I say, Paulina, what did you do?
I rolled him on his stomach and then I pounded on his back until he started coughing up the water.
No, I mean, why is he like this? What did
I don't know. Sofia did it.
I found him. I didn't do anything.
I was just walking.
Okay. So
Look,
then
I'm helping. Yeah.
I highly doubt that
Look,
this
if he's a
isn't your
bad
fault.
person, my sister needs to find out for herself, because if he dies now, she's going to be heartbroken, and if he's a bad person, she needs to know.
Okay, I don't have time for this right now. So I'm going to use.
You're the one who started this.
I'm going to use light magic.
Okay. So you want to heal. What plants are you using to do that?
I am going to use I'm going to use myrtle.
All right.
Can I use a fern to help her? I want to give her good luck.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. Of course, you can cast your bring luck.
I will cast bring luck. I will roll on light magic, which isn't great, but all the bad consequences are for me anyway. At least it's not a minus.
So I got 13.
It is exactly a 10 for me.
So this is a 10. Oh yeah, there's no negative consequences.
Oh, great.
To 10. So yes, you roll some leaves between your hands, just throw them in a right pattern, bringing luck to Kaleena. And Kaleena, you would get +2 to your roll, so that would be 15 altogether.
I just want to like obnoxiously pet Kaleena, just so she's aware.
And I'm like,
Kaleena, what are you feeling and thinking as that happens? And you see the magic go, you feel it going in you, and you feel that casting the spell that you already know how to cast very well is just ever so slightly easier and smoother.
Yeah, it's ever so slightly easier, but I know there's just that tiny bit of like passive aggressiveness in there as well, coming from Paulina.
Tiny bit. Tiny. Buckets. Absolute buckets.
Whole load.
But yes, so
but you rolled 13 and you got +2, so that's a 15. That's amazingly good. So Mieszko is stabilizing. He coughs up the rest of the water. He starts humming a song. When he's still kind of dazed, he's almost regaining consciousness. You all hear him hum a soft, very calm tune. And then he opens his eyes. Ah, my beloved, and looks very confused for a moment, and then sees you, Kaleena, and kind of, what happened? He looks to all of you. Who's holding the baby? And the baby starts crying at this point.
Oh no. I guess I'm soothing the baby, or trying.
Oh, is the 2-year-old still sitting holding that rock?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just shouldn't be losing any children in the first.
She is
half
kind
hour,
of
I feel.
shouting at, what's happening? Can you tell me what's happening? But I assume you ignore her.
I mean, is
How
a
do you-
2-year-old old enough to hand a baby to you?
I think like you know that Magdalena sometimes leaves her to sort of watch the baby, maybe not quite like carry around, but it's been ingrained in that girl that this is very important, and she I wouldn't like leave the baby with her and go off. Like,
Fair enough.
You know that's what we were thinking.
I will hold this baby and watch this child until my cousin comes back. That is my job now.
Let's say 3 young women and not a maternal bone in our bodies. This is going real well.
This is why they sent me away.
So I'm hoping to go to the city. Shit.
And Mieszko sort of ask, what's going on? He seems kind of confused. He is definitely better right now. Just seems very lost in his thoughts and memories. Mm-hmm. And at this point, you see there are a few people coming from the village.
So he was humming a soft song and going, "My beloved"?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Is that a song any of us would recognize from growing up near here, or ancient lullaby, summoning a demon?
No.
So I let him know that we had to pull him from the river and that he should probably come back to like the wherever the town doctor area to get some rest.
Oh, I think I'll be okay now. Do you think?
You
somehow
should.
He ended up in the river.
You probably should, just so that we can, make sure that you coughed up all of the water and things like that.
All right then. And he looks to you, Paulina. You're Lena's sister. Don't tell. She's gonna find out anyway. I don't know what happened.
What did happen? How did you end up in the water? Shouldn't you be like getting fitted for your wedding suit?
Let's maybe it will come back to me. Let's go.
Sure. So there's a lot of extra people now, right? So I can just the kids are taken care of?
Yes, someone would. I think at this point, Magdalena would have come back for her kids. She comes to you, Sofia.
I'll stand back for someone. I'll stand back to let someone a little more burlier help him up, because I
do want to pull Paulina to the side and tell her that she should probably look a little farther up the river to see if there's anything.
I was waiting for everyone to, and then ask Sofia if she wants to take a little trek.
Yeah, let's
have a walk.
Let's go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
So you start walking up the river towards the forest. It is like getting pretty dark right now. There is a moon rising, so there is a little bit of light from that, but you will be heading into a pretty dark area. But as you're walking away, few people come. Magdalena comes, takes her kids. Darek, Magdalena's husband, also comes, and he helps his friend Mieszko. And he just glances to you, Sofia, and gives you a little bit like accusing look, but he doesn't do anything right now.
Oogine.
And
Is it too dark to look for plants while we're walking, since it's just Sofia and me?
oh no, you could look for plants. It is something you often do at night to stay hidden, I would assume. So you start heading off to look for plants, and Kaleena, you're heading to your house, I assume. That's Do you live at the doctor's place, or do you still live somewhere with your family?
I'll live there, and then like
Mhm.
upstairs is my sleeping quarters.
All right. Of course. So you are leading Mieszko back there, and he's walking with his friend. All right. So Sofia, Paulina, do you want to look for more plants?
I do, yeah.
Is there anything specific you want to find, or do you want to use your hearth, which gives you the plants? Specifically the ones you want, or which that is safer to stay hidden, but it gives you random plants.
I want a specific plant.
All right.
And it's a fairly innocent looking plant. You know, should be too weird that I'm not picking daisies. I'm just a airheaded young woman after all. As far as they know.
Sofia,
Hearth.
Yes, you roll your hearth. Sofia, are you also looking for plants?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look for fern.
All right. So roll your hearth as well. You can get 2 on full success.
I have a 13.
13, so you can get 2 plants that you want.
Okay. I'll take a daisy and I'll think about the other one while Sofia
All right, of course.
looks for hers.
This is a D20, right?
No, it's 2d6s as well.
Oh, okay.
D20
D20 is if you get a random one.
Oh, okay. Nice. I got a 12.
A 12, yes. You get 2 plants, no complication there. You're rolling really well, all of you.
Yeah, we're getting all the good rolls out now.
Yeah.
And then when it matters, it's going to be all 2s.
All right, so Sofia can get 2 plants. It can be 2 ferns, or you can pick a different one as well if you want.
Cool.
I need to look a plant up in the core rule book, so I'm just going to do that while you.
All right, and so you pick your plants, and we will move to Kaleena. You get to your place. Mieszko comes with you, leaning on Darek. He sort of sits there, Mieszko. I'm feeling kind of better now. Thank you.
You're welcome. I do want to just make you a tea here, just to make sure that everything is cleared out and things like that. Just to make sure everything is better. So with this tea, I do want to make it so that it is kind of like a sleep tea, just so that we can see if it is if he's going to kind of hum that melody again, and see if we can get anything else out of him. So with that, would I need to use another plant again, or would I just use my hearth?
There is a spell that can put him to sleep for 8 hours. Safely, unless you want to wake him up earlier, but you know.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, or you could try with Harv, but it's going to be much. He might get a little bit sleepy. You know, it's not foolproof.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and do the spell then.
Do you have a plant that has sleep?
Let me go ahead and see. I don't think I do actually.
So so you can give him something that would be likely to put him to sleep.
Okay.
Or just put him in a bit more dazed sort of state. It might take longer.
Okay.
But roll your half and we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I got an 11.
An 11. So yeah, he drinks it. And he gets sort of calmer. He kind of focuses on it. It's not working quite yet, but he's slowly drinking it. He doesn't really say much. He seems to be very lost in his thoughts. And as this is happening, you hear like very strong knocking on the door.
Okay, I'll go ahead and answer the door.
You answer the door and you see the village head, Casimir, standing there. He's a fairly tall man, rather very like lean, muscular, a bit graying hair right now, some wrinkles already on the face, big mustache, quite a long beard, also graying right now, and he is looking at you. And he looks angry. He always looks a little bit angry or displeased when he talks to you. Kaleena, what's going on? Where's Mieszko?
He is here and I am treating him. Is there anything else I can help you with?
What happened to him? Someone attacked him?
All I know is that we pulled him out of the river. I'm trying to figure out more, but that's all I have for now. And if you don't have anything else, I'm going to go back to my patient.
Well, you better figure that out quickly. People are talking, he's been cursed, others are talking, he tried to drown himself, others are talking, someone attacked him. So, do your job and tell me what's going on.
Last time I checked, I wasn't any guard. I was a doctor. So
yes, and you can't figure out what's wrong with him?
He drowned in the river. That's all I have. Again, that's not my job to figure out how he drowned. All I have is he drowned. And I am saving him right now. Is there anything else I can do for you? If not, I'm going to go back to my patient.
Right. Well, he didn't have any marks as if someone held him down, any wounds.
Not that I can see.
All right. Well, okay, do your job then.
Good day. And I slam the door in his face.
And you slam the door in his face, and you see that Mieszko is sort of got a little bit interested in what was going on there, but he's not asleep as such, but he's kind of deep in thought, and he starts humming a melody again. Very calm, very slow one. Meanwhile, Paulina, Sofia, you found your plants on the way up the river. You passed the orchards and you are now entering the forest. It is pretty dark here. You can barely see. Is there anything you wish to talk to on the way? Yeah, sorry.
Sophia's an outdoorsy person. Surely Sophia has a lantern, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were washing clothes by the river, so maybe we would have one.
You could have picked something up, yeah.
Okay. And who do you think could have done this? Why Mieszko?
I mean, a lot of people are suspicious of him right now. But that tune was weird. And I'm not convinced he was asking for Lena when he asked for his beloved. Maybe he has another girl who got jealous now that he's getting married to someone else?
I mean, I've heard that, people messing up in the city and escaping to a small town, pick up some unsuspecting young thing.
Have entertainment in the city and the proper wife back home.
But isn't he going back to the city? I mean, do you think maybe that's how they found out that he was getting married?
He's talking about taking Lena to the city. Would be not smart to take your new wife back to where your mistress is. Or maybe he intended to keep the mistress.
Just have both.
Just have both. I don't know. Men are gross. What I know.
All right.
I kind of keep heading upriver and see if we find anything, but also don't stay out too long because they'll get worried and send out search parties. And
can you
lecture from my dad?
Roll me your wits.
Definitely can roll wits.
That's a 6.
Chance of success.
So, Sofia, you got 6.
I think I used my last proper roll because I got a 10 plus 0.
Okay, so Paulina, you're fine. You're walking, sort of paying attention. You are approaching the lake now that the river flows through. And you start looking around. Sofia, you start hearing singing. You can't quite make out the words, but you feel it being very beautiful. The song feeling you, calling for you. And you look ahead of you and you see moonlight glistening on the surface of the lake between the trees, and you almost see some shape there. And then it's gone. But the song is feeling you, and you feel that you want to walk towards this person you saw and towards the lake, and you are now enchanted. So you can mark that condition. That gives you -2. You will need some help to get rid of that. So Paulina, the first thing you see, you sort of get to the lake, start looking around, and you see Sofia just staring. Sofia, are you walking towards the voice?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Sofia! Oi! Where are you heading? We're gonna go around the other way.
You didn't hear that? That song? Is it the same song?
Is it the one the groom was humming?
It is the same melody, yes.
And I don't hear it, or I'm not enchanted by it?
You don't hear it right now.
I hear nothing, and you're acting weird and a little creepy. What exactly are you hearing?
And then I just hum the same tune.
Oh, that's what Mishko was humming. Do you feel like drowning yourself right now? Because maybe he was trying to drown himself because he heard the song.
I feel like drowning myself?
You don't feel like drowning yourself, but you feel like walking towards the source.
It's nice to play a character that actually knows about magic so you can make this leap, but maybe don't walk into the water. Remember how an hour ago we pulled someone from the water who was humming this song, nearly drowned?
Yeah, but I'm a much better swimmer. So I think
Okay, so
I
what
think
are you
there's
hoping
something
to
in there.
accomplish by going into the water? What are we hoping for? What's the best case outcome here?
Maybe we find the source. I mean, I think I could probably find the source. Maybe it's at the bottom of the river.
I have the feeling this is such a bad idea. So here's why I'm partly torn. I have a herb that can dispel magic. I just picked it up because it's also a herb that allows me to read memory, and I was going to use it on a freaking groom to find out what he did in the city.
Yeah.
So you're costing me my chance to break open the groom's head.
By the way, if you ever want to trade plants or give one to each other, you can. But that depends on whether your characters would be willing to do something like that.
I mean, I would have been happy to give my henbane to Kaleena, but we're currently several kilometers apart, so that seemed a little unlikely.
Yes.
See, I'm not necessarily a good person, but I don't necessarily want you to die either. Like, little too far. So why don't I hold the lantern while you get ready for the water? You know, make sure you don't drown because your clothes are too heavy. You know, maybe strip.
I'm gonna die here.
Just give me all your stuff. It's fine.
Sofia, you still hear the melody and the compulsion to start walking towards it. It is still there nagging at you.
Is the direction of the singing going towards the river or like?
No, it's into the lake, into the middle of the lake.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm gonna go.
Where you saw the moonlight sort of, shine a bit more, almost forming a figure.
A question about how magic works in this game.
Yeah.
Can I because I also want to know what is singing and what is happening, which, we can find out more if Sofia goes towards it. Can you like partly cast a spell and wait to finish it until a certain thing happens? Like, and I start casting the spell magic and let Sofia go into the water and then finish casting it before she actually drowns?
So do you want to start casting this spell?
Yeah, because I don't think this is going to go very well. I don't think Soothe is going to do anything. I don't think hexing her is going to be very helpful. And we already said I'm not
to her, no.
Bears before the break. So I also can't summon my army of bears yet. Which leaves me pretty much with Dispel.
Yes, I would say you can.
Because I could make her fall asleep, but I'm not getting, like, Sophia's a lot brawnier than I am, so I'm not getting her home if I make her fall asleep. So that also doesn't seem like the best option, because I'll just be here with a body again. We already had that today.
So make her fall asleep and then summon the bear to take her home.
That's 2 plants, and Dispel is 1 plant. So resource management.
Yes,
could put her on bear.
I mean, you can always summon a bear later.
And I looking at what I have with me and what Paulina would do. Like, honestly, if Sofia dies, the wedding's going to be postponed anyway, which is a bad thing. But again, I do want to see how close she gets before it all goes to hell. Is it, like, how long distance is this magic? Like,
I would say, like, I left how exactly the magic is cut sort of open so that you can describe whether you throw something, draw something. So I would say you can start by maybe like
I'll start
with
by
the plants
drawing
on Sofia, and then you sort of have to maybe rip the leaf that you used, or
like a good crushing motion at the end.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start like helping Sofia, because I don't want her to get mad thinking I'm stopping her, because she decides to punch me, I'm out. So I'm pretending to be going along with her, walking into the water. Let delusional people be delusional while oh yeah, let me take your cloak, and like draw the first symbol on her shoulder. And yeah, just hand me the lantern, like another stripe on the other shoulder. Yep, no, you're golden, good to go.
So,
And then I'm holding the rest of this planted crush in my hand to try and break this spell by the time it gets real dangerous. And I'm hoping I'm going to be able to notice in time.
So, Sofia, do you succumb to the call and start walking?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I want to see where, like, I think it's in the back of her head, maybe Sophia is aware that this is dangerous, but I think with the enchantment and knowing that she's a strong swimmer, like, she's like, I got this, it's fine. So, yeah.
Oh, fine, just fine.
So you start walking on the surface. Like you put your foot in, and you put foot in, and then you feel like you're not really getting any deeper. You're almost walking not quite on water, but as if something was holding your feet up just beneath it. And you keep walking. Meanwhile, Kaleena. Mieszko is humming the tune. It's almost dozing off right now, humming the melody very calmly. Are you doing anything? Is there anything else you want to do here with him?
So right now I'm just kind of like sitting and intently listening to see if there's something that I can kind of pick out that I might have heard before in like a ritual or anything like that, even if it's just a piece of it. Yeah. So that's really all I'm doing.
So you're focusing on it. Roll your heart to see what you get from that.
I got a 9.
You got a 9. So you do get the sense that it is magical and it is related to a supernatural creatures. You know, there's various creatures, spirits that manipulate people through singing, can influence their perception, their actions, but you can't make out much more than that.
Okay.
You hear knocking at the door again.
Okay, so I go ahead and answer the door again.
You answer the door and you see a rather plump woman. You recognize her as Eva, Mieszko's mother, who's standing there. She looks a bit disheveled. She has her very elegant cap with some nice embroidery on it, a bit of lace, kind of is to the side now. Some of her gray hair has come out and she's looking panicked. And Kaleena, is my son here?
Yes, he is here. I know he had that accident a little bit earlier today.
What happened? Is he okay? Can I come? And she's trying to push past you.
Yes, he is okay. We did find him close to the river. We were able to revive him. I'm just keeping him overnight just to make sure that he coughed out all the water.
Oh my God. And she is trying. Do you want to keep her out or do you want to let her come in?
I will let her come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she comes in and pushes past you and comes up to him. He's sitting in this armchair, just humming this melody. And she just comes up to him and wraps him in her arms. Oh, my boy. I shouldn't let you out of my sight. What have you done? Do you know what happened to him?
We're not 100% sure. Again, all that we know is that we pulled Sofia pulled him out of the river earlier. But again, he seems to be okay right now. He is just resting. I gave him a little bit of tea earlier to help him rest.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, Mieszko, maybe. And she focuses on him, and she just starts talking to him, like, what happened? And he's kind of dazed. He's just sort of, mother, mom, I'm all right. I'm okay. And she's like crying now, but you see relief on her face. And she just keeps repeating, oh, maybe you should go to the city. I'll talk to your father. Maybe you'll be safer there. This is not a good place for you.
And then I tell her that if she'd like, she can stay with him. She can sit and stay with him for the night.
I would appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Can I make you both some food? I'll make some food.
Okay. Yes, definitely. And I point her to where the kitchen is.
She goes towards like your stoves and starts making something, clearly focusing on it. She looks over her shoulder to Mieszko, like every minute, basically.
Exactly.
But she occupies herself with that.
And while she's doing that, I ask her, do you know what Mishka was doing in the city, like all that time and things?
Well, he's a bit vague on that. He says he's doing well. But he usually says he helps in a shop there. But he sometimes changes stories. I suspect he might not be doing as well as he thinks. When he first came back, he said he wanted to settle here, but now he wants to leave again.
Yeah. Now, do you know exactly why he decided to leave at first, or was it he just kind of up and left in the middle of the night?
He was, and you see her kind of hesitate and look to him. Well, I'm not sure exactly. He said he wanted to look for something better, something different, but some things happened and he wasn't very happy here. And she's kind of vague. You see that she's glancing towards him, but she kind of closes up at that.
Yeah. And then I just kind of like look at her and I ask, does he seem like he's changed at all?
Not so much changed. I think he's just not coping very well in the city. I think he gets all the jobs. I don't think he lives a very good life there at all. And but I don't think he feels comfortable around here either. I just want him to feel at home. I just want him to be safe.
Yes, that makes sense.
Do you want to pull her tongue a bit more? Is that something that you
no
trying to do? Or
I think we're good right now, but yes, I just wanted a little bit of that backstory from her.
Okay. There's like, you definitely get the sense that she closed up, she's not telling you everything. But for now, if you leave her be, she focuses on making food. Meanwhile, Sofia, you are walking.
Okay.
On water. And you register it as being unusual, but there is this enchantment still going on. And it doesn't feel that bothering you. And you start hearing within the song, most of the words are still indistinguishable, but you hear, come hither, come hither. Paulina, you see, Sofia is walking on water.
That's messed up. I'm a little worried that if I break the enchantment now, she will fall in the water and still drown. But how? Because it's pretty dark, but there was moonlight, like in the middle of the lake, like on the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
So I can still see Sofia walking on
you
water.
see her. Yeah, you see her. So you let her go.
I don't like it. It's all fucked up, but I'm letting her go. Yep. Little
Is it
longer.
is this like salt? Does it feel like solid ground, or is it kind of like
It's kind of wobbly. You feel some water on your feet.
okay? Um I don't remember if I asked. Does the music get more intense as I walk? Like
It gets clearer. So you
clear.
start hearing those words. And you walk closer and closer. Again, you see almost a shape you start seeing in the moonlight. And Paulina, now you also see, you think you might have, like you're not quite sure it's there, but you almost see a figure, a humanoid figure, stretching a hand towards Sofia as Sofia keeps walking in that direction.
I'm gonna call out, Sofia. How's it going? How's the walk?
Sofia, the voice is very faint. You now sort of, you register it, but barely.
The voice singing?
No, Paulina's voice. Like.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna ignore her.
Sorry?
I'm going to ignore her and keep going towards the.
Okay, there's a lot of things Paulina doesn't like in life, and one of them is being ignored, and I will finish the dispel magic.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You're getting real close to something real bad right now. I need you to start thinking again.
So roll your white magic.
Definitely my strong point.
Light magic, sorry, yeah.
Definitely something I'm really good at. Sure, it'll be fine.
9. Okay, so it works, but you get a complication. So you can either take -1 to your next roll to cast. You can draw the attention of a supernatural creature to you, or you can also undo another spell that has been cast by someone from the coven, which I think at this point is mostly the healing spell on Mieszko.
Yeah, I think we should probably leave the healing spell. I'm feeling like I'm gonna need my bonuses, and also I kind of want to see what's in this lake, so I will draw the attention of a supernatural creature.
Okay, so you
I'm gonna regret this.
All right, you finish your spell, you crush the plant in your hand. Sofia, you immediately sink in. But your enchanted condition is gone now.
Yay.
So you don't get -2 to everything. And let's just make that vigor roll to see how well you cope with swimming.
You said you're a strong swimmer.
God.
Don't let me down now, Sofia. You have to help me. The thing's coming for me now.
Okay, it's a 12, so we're good.
Right. So yes, it is a bit of a shock as you suddenly stop hearing this music. You are submerged in water, but you almost instinctively start swimming. Are you swimming back towards the shore?
Yeah, because I don't hear the music anymore, and
No.
I don't need to swim to the middle of this lake.
Just making sure.
To go here?
Just marathon swimmer all of a sudden.
So you are start swimming, and Paulina, as you crush the plants, roll me your wits again.
Look, I got real lucky last time, okay? Don't do this to me.
Well, some choices were made. What's happening? 2. Oh my God.
Double
Okay.
ones. Double ones.
Woof.
Yep. Choices were made indeed.
So now you see moonlight shift just as you finish the spell, shift towards you. You barely register Sofia just like splashing into the water. And you feel somebody's hands on your hands, and it feels nice. It feels inviting. And they start pulling you towards something, and you hear the melody. You are now enchanted. And something is pulling you at this moment gently with arms. Come hither, come hither.
Somebody who wants me for me at last. Yeah, no, I'll follow.
So you are following. And Sofia, as you are swimming, you see Paulina walking on the water, stretching arms as if towards something. Looking, how does Paulina feel right now?
Paulina feels pretty good. There's nice music. There's someone who's actually interested in me and not my sister. I'm walking on literal water. Like, Sofia had a point. Like, we do need to go on the middle of the lake. I'm sorry, I was wrong. She has a really good point. We need to be going. Very soft hands. I like it.
So Sofia, do you wish to intervene in some way?
Yeah. I guess when I get to her, I would like to see if I can pull her down. Grapple her or something?
You want to grapple her?
I'm not sure how that works if I'm in the water.
So you're in the water. You are in the water. You can sort of try to hold on to her leg.
Yeah.
And something is pulling her. Paulina, you feel something pulling at your leg. But this very inviting voice is still inviting you and leading you. And you feel safe with it. You feel like you want to go.
I mean, I can try and pull my leg from Sofia's hand, but I'm canonically very weak. I think Sofia probably has a pretty good hold on me.
Well, you can roll your vigor.
It can't be 2 1s again, right? It's not 2 1s. It is a -1, so that's an 8.
8. So you can sort of, Sofia, do you want to roll your vigor as well to see how well you, just to say who gets higher wins?
No, I'm starting to get the feeling we should have brought Kaleena.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm gonna move to Kaleena right now in a moment. Paulina, I'm sorry, you get -2 as well, don't you, from your enchanted condition?
Oh, then it's a 6.
Okay, so no, so you can't pull free. That's a failure.
I can't pull free. No.
I'm
going on an adventure.
So it's happening, and you, Sofia, is trying to. You're trying to stop her from going. Is that what your intention is?
Yeah. Can I cast a spell in the water, or do I need to be on land?
You can try to cast it in the water. Yes.
Okay. I would like to try to dispel the magic on her with my mugwort.
Go for it.
This is due to D6 again?
Yes. Everything is 2d6.
Okay. I rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7, so it's the same. You have to pick one complication. Please don't pick draw attention of supernatural creature again.
Do it. Just swap places one more time. You're much better.
You can also undo you can draw attention from supernatural creature, you can undo another spell, or you can take -1 to your next roll to cast magic.
I'll take the -1.
Okay. So you feel trying, especially to cast in the water, it takes a bit more from you. But Paulina, you lose your enchanted condition. You still feel something pulling you for a moment, but then it lets go and the lake is calm.
Do I fall in the water?
You fall in the water.
Great.
So you heard it too.
It's a very nice song, and whoever is singing it has very soft hands.
I'm gonna say with Sofia's help, because Sofia rolled very well for swimming, you can get back to the bank of the lake.
I have a feeling that maybe we go back home, dry off, find some more plants, and bring Kaleena and try again. Maybe she knows what this is. I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is? Would you like to share with the class?
I've never encountered anything like this. Like, I just have magic to help out the animals. This is beyond my pay grade.
I mean, if you repeat this to her, very bad things will happen to you. But Kaleena's pretty smart. She might know more.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to Kaleena. Or let's bring Kaleena here.
So you head.
Oh, probably both.
Yeah, you're heading towards the village. Meanwhile, Kaleena, you got served some food. Just a very simple stew, some nice bread, made by Eva, Mieszko's mother. He is sort of coming to right now. He still kind of slips into humming this melody, but the tea is wearing off. It wasn't magical.
Yeah.
Eva is smiling. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And you hear outside, again knocking and voice, Mieszko, are you there? And you recognize it as Lena, Paulina's sister and the bride.
I'll be right back. So then I open the door. And I was like, yes, Mishka is here.
I heard what happened.
Yes, Mishka is here. He is okay. His mother is here as well. We are sitting down and eating some dinner. Would you like some?
Yes, I'd love that.
Okay.
And so she just kind of, she looks to you, but she walks straight towards Mieszko. Mm-hmm. I figured someone would have told her by now.
Yeah.
And she comes up to him and he's kind of dazed and humming. And then he looks to her, looks a little bit confused, and then goes, oh, Lena. And he sort of wraps an arm around her and she starts fussing over him. And around this time, Paulina and Sofia, you are back. You're heading back towards the village, both dripping water. Are you heading straight to Kaleena's place?
I will probably need to stop by home and get dry.
That.
And by stop by home, I mean sneak in so my parents don't see me, change, and then pretend to come in for real.
All right, okay.
As you do.
Roll your wits for sneaking in.
No bonus for doing this up for years, right?
Not really, no.
Exactly 10.
Exactly 10, yes, no problem. You sneak in, you get changed, you sneak out. Sofia, do you go? Gets changed as well?
Yes, but I would like to What could I say that I keep a change of clothes in like the stable or whatever? Or
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Okay.
very fair. You can have some clothes there.
Because
Do
if
you
I
want
have
the
to sneak
Sophia
in,
to have like a go bag?
Like one of those bug out bags.
Exactly.
I smell like animals, but I'm dry now.
Yeah.
All right. So you both get changed, and are you heading towards Kaleena's place, or does Paulina want to go home officially before that?
No, I'll go to Kaleena's place. Meet up with Sophia on the way.
Yeah. So you get there. Kaleena, next people at your door are Paulina and Sofia.
So I hear the knocking one more time.
Yeah.
I whip the door open. I go, Mishka's fine. He's here. No, I don't know what. Oh, it's you guys.
Fun fact: we might know what happened.
Okay, so your sister's here. With
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
So I will meet you around back. Okay.
Before you close the door again, I will hand you a small pouch.
Okay.
It has henbane in it,
Henbane. Okay.
in case you want to knock the fucker out properly. I mean, if you want to put your beloved patient into a magically induced deep sleep.
Yeah. That one.
That one. It has other options, you know.
Yeah.
You could summon a bear with it.
That's the only reason you would ever use it. That's fine. Okay.
It's
Thank
fine.
you.
I have other options for bears, okay? Don't worry about me.
Okay. So I go back in really quickly and I speak with everyone in the room. I'm like, I do just need to step out really quickly and do, just a quick home visit. I will be back shortly.
Eva looks, of course, I will make sure they're all right. I'll call you. Where can I find you if something happens to him?
So to find me, I will just be over I'm going to be over at the Aga's house. Her mother said that she needs her bandages changed.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Thank you for taking care of my granddaughter.
Yes, no problem. So yes, I will be back shortly. So then I run out and just run around the back.
Yes, you run around the back. And I think since we are at halfway point, we will take a break right now.
Okay.
And reconvene for you to have your discussion in a short amount of time, 10-15 minutes. So we will be back just after the short break. Please stay with us. Please donate to support Diabetes One research.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll be back soon. Bye. Hi, everybody. We are back from break with Wedding Song, where we have hit a lot of interesting critical failures and getting wet and a lot of people, some people almost dying. Just as a reminder, we're raising money for JDRF International, and if you would like to help out and contribute, you just got to put !donate in chat. We've currently raised $821 overall, which is awesome. And also one last reminder before I hand it back off, we have another giveaway in chat going on right now for dice and a dice tray from Leah from Green Leaf Geek. So just put #JDRF International in there and it is good to go. So I'm going to hand it back over to the group.
All right, then since we had a break, let's jump right back in. When you all meet up in a small garden by Kaleena's house, you are there. It is dark now. You hear some people, like, sound of some chatter going on. The village is clearly awake. People are discussing what's been happening. No one is like close by. It's just sort of a murmur of conversations going on somewhere.
Okay, so what did you guys find out?
Sorry, Sofia to go first.
There's something in the lake enchanting people. It's calling them into it and presumably drowning them. I do not know. We didn't find out.
No, we used some dispel magics on each other to make it back here. But it's a very lovely song. It's what Mishko was humming as well. And whoever is humming it has very soft hands and really wants you to walk on the water to the center of the lake with her. I think it's it. I don't know how this works. But yeah, we figured we'd come back and ask you if you knew what this was.
So you mean you almost found out and you guys almost drowned?
Well, we know it's magical now, so that's an improvement. Like, it's definitely magic.
Okay. Yes, so I did listen to the song a little bit more whenever I gave Mishka some tea. So that was, and I did discover that it was something that a lot of monsters and things like that used to listen to, or not listen to, but used to enchant. So I figured out basically as much as you did. So we really need to kind of do a little bit more research into what we're dealing with on that end. Clearly it's something that is going to be a little bit more water based because they're using the lake to drown people. But yes, that's what we're looking at.
Sofia, do you want to roll Hearth to see what you can sort of recall from your knowledge?
Yeah, let me do that.
Given that you came pretty close to the creature.
I got an 8.
An 8. So again, you know of various water creatures. You can't quite have a certainty what it was, but you do remember that sometimes the spirits of people who drown turn into some kind of water creatures that become very dangerous.
Interesting.
So it's some kind of water creature? Could it be like...
Yes, you're fairly certain it's a water creature. There are like drowners, which are water creatures that can be also transformed spirits of people, but they don't usually sing. But that like there are also other types of just drowned people's spirits that then lure other people towards water with a song.
There are lake sirens?
Sort of, I suppose, but yeah, like, someone who used to, it's like a spirit, you think.
Has anybody drowned recently? Or like in the last few years?
In the last few years, you do recall some men drowning a few years ago, but it was like the opposite direction in the river, like down the river. So you don't think that would be related, but other than that, you don't remember.
Do we know if there was anyone related to Mishka that had drowned in the river or in the lake?
You don't know. You would have to do some asking and investigating. Mishko, you were all like, those of you who lived in the village, you're quite young, so you would be like babies, very small when he left.
Gotcha.
And Sofia, of course, lived somewhere else.
I mean, I think the next we should ask if like people, this is a small town, people don't come and go regularly, so anyone who's been missing maybe, or like left suddenly.
No one's missing. No one went missing recently, no.
Okay.
I'm assuming you can hear me again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huzzah! It was actually my camera who crashed and dragged the entire computer down with it.
Right, yeah, I was just writing, but I'll just tell you, Sofia recalled that sometimes the spirits of drowned people can become creatures that can summon people to the water.
I had you open on my phone, so I heard.
Oh, so you know, okay.
Sneaky. Can I, perhaps with the help of my coven, because I'm not great at light magic, I picked some daisies, and one of the use for daisies is divination magic.
Yes, that's right.
Which sounds useful. I'm also reopening the rule book so I can actually read how it works again.
It lets you ask a question. There are some sample questions there, but if you have a different one, then absolutely feel free to ask a different one.
Since I'm apparently not digging into a certain room's mind, I might as well ask whatever our higher power is helping us to cast magic with plants. How are you feeling about this, Kaleena, Sofia?
Yeah, I feel like we should be able to, take a little snoop into some people's minds.
This is the one that isn't in people's minds.
Oh.
It's supernatural insight into the situation in the village. I get to ask a question, and the Mistress of Ceremonies has to answer truthfully.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So, what do we want to be asking? The sample questions are: what caused it? What am I not seeing? What is the biggest threat here? What is about to happen? And what path should I follow to solve this problem? But I'm thinking maybe we want something a little more specific to what we know.
Yeah. I would.
I was going to say, well, what's causing this? And then.
I'm worried that we'll just get like the name of the type of mythological creature rather than.
Yeah. And I definitely
like we'll just get like a Selkie or something, and then
I don't want to do that. So if you want to ask what caused this, I will try to give you a little bit more of the context.
Dealing with a genie.
I definitely feel like it has. This is my thought right now, is that it is a spirit that was brought into the water. And it has something to do with the groom. So maybe it was, say, a loved one of his that then he murdered or something like that. And then it's now coming back to get him or something along those lines. So I don't know how we would ask
But
that.
other question is, do we, because you get a question and I only picked one daisy because the rest I used on getting Sofia out of the water.
Oh, I also have beach.
Yeah, I also have what is it? Myrtle for divination as well. So we could.
We have
cast
three
multiples.
questions. We have three questions.
I do want to say
do that.
I do want to say we're not 100% sure that this is attacking the groom for him specifically. It could be attacking him because he's getting buried.
It could.
And it also attacked me and Paulina just because we were in the area.
True. I think it attacked us because we were snooping.
I think so too. So I think the question that we should ask is the entity attacking the groom, or is it there because of the groom?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question.
And then the second question with either the beach or the daisies is, how do we stop this? Because again, no particularly warm feelings towards the groom, but it would be bad if anybody who wanders towards that lake gets drowned. That's like a third of the village at some point.
Yeah, gonna go to the lake and things like that.
Yeah, have a picnic. Period.
Yeah.
That's it. That you don't come back from it. That's not good.
No, it's not. So I feel like that should be the first question.
How do we stop it?
No, the first question should be like, if it's there because of the groom.
Okay.
And then the second is, how do we stop it?
That is there. I feel like I should ask the less important question because of my particular penchant not towards light magic.
Yep.
To put it delicately.
Yeah. I will ask the more important question.
I'll do the background one and you do the quest solving one.
Okay.
Who goes first?
I will go first.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a 10.
A 10, that's a full success. And what is the question you are asking?
Wait, which one was I asking again? No, I can't remember.
How we stop it? How
are we stopping the entity?
How do you stop the entity? All right. So you cast your magic and you get sense, almost like a vision of, well, you haven't been there, so you see the surface of the lake you haven't seen before, drowned in moonlight, and the moonlight is forming a shape of a person, and the person is crying. A person is tearing at her hair, just crying and grasping and grasping. And you get the insight that this is a restless spirit that has been awakened somehow, and that you can put it to rest. And you can try to soothe it through magic and through persuasion. If you basically talk to it and get through to it to soothe its pain, or resolving the issue that caused it to return would also put it to rest.
Okay.
mean, that brings it to my question, basically. I don't want to already assume it's the groom, so I'm going a little more general and just ask what caused this spirit so much pain that they didn't move on and instead are I'm sitting on all the Monty Python jokes here. Present at this lake, definitely not handing swords out is basically.
Not so far.
I've been wanting to call her a watery tart since we met her. And I am dying inside.
Well, you got it out now.
I did. That wasn't in character, that was the danger. I switched dice so we don't get another crit fail.
Light magic.
These are really, really nice dice, and I'm talking kindly about them, so they'll do well for me. An 11.
An 11, yes, that is also a full success. So you want to know what caused it to return.
Yes.
And you get also a vision as you cast magic successfully of Mieszko's face. And you see him by the lake with some cornflowers, just laying them on a stone there. And then he transforms into much more fancy clothes, and you see him kissing Lena in her veil, getting married, and you get insight that what caused it to return is his return and his coming wedding. Kind of both together.
Do I see who this person used to be in this vision? Face or shape or
yes, I mean it was by the voice you can discern it is a woman from your visions. Kaleena, you would have seen that too. Sofia, what are you doing as they are casting magic?
We are just out back behind Kaleena's house, right?
Yeah, I mean, you are fairly hidden from the side. They
Okay.
are being careful. Are you just keeping an eye out?
Yeah, I'm just keeping a watch to make sure no one finds us back here.
All right. We lost Anniek again for a moment.
Oh no.
Oh no. But hopefully she'll be back soon. So yeah, you're keeping. Oh, why not? Since we're waiting, roll me your wits. If it's bad, I'm not gonna make anything bad happen. How much you overhear from as you are.
So it's a 6.
It's a 6. You don't really hear much. You listen to the murmur of conversation, but you can't really discern many words. But you do notice Darek is beginning to head towards Kaleena's house. Darek, the husband of Magdalena, your cousin.
Yeah, but what time is it? Oh wait, they're friends, right?
They are friends, yeah.
Okay, so he just cares about his friend, but all right.
It's not like super late. It is after sunset. It's past maybe like, I don't know, altogether 2 hours have passed. So it is like getting later, you know, people go to sleep fairly earlier, but people are pretty agitated right now. So they are kind of staying up. And he's still a little bit of a way off in this direction.
I'll just keep an eye on him until he gets closer, and then I'll probably approach him at that point.
Okay.
All right. Anniek, are you back?
Yep. Again.
Hopefully this time technology, won't do anything more.
Yeah, no, it's again not recognizing my camera, so I'll restart that as well, and then
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No worries, it happens.
Also, Anniek, if you can rejoin the meets as well when you have a second.
I should have. Oh, hang on. Join now. Okay. I was very carefully not touching anything, but apparently just breathing on my computer was bad enough.
Oh no.
Okay. Maybe I should have that Zoom update.
All right.
Before I go back in, you said that we were like standing in a garden area behind my house.
Yeah.
I want to check for plants.
I think you would have to go a little bit for. I don't think you quite grow stuff for magic in your garden.
Gotcha.
You would have to go for a little bit of a short walk. It doesn't have to be very long, like to the river.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still check for plants then really quickly before I go back in.
All right. So you want to actually start walk off somewhere?
Yep.
Okay. Are you looking for specific plants?
Yes, I'm going to look for specific plants.
All right. Then roll your plus half.
Okay. I got a 9.
You got a 9. 9 means that you find one plant that you want, and you get spotted by someone. It's not quite losing social standing on a partial, on the complications, but someone notices you. So as you are walking a little bit back from your house towards the meadows, you find which one plant are you picking?
I am going to get white hellebore.
So yeah, so you find your white hellebore, and as you pick it and start putting it, into your pocket, you do see the village head looking at you from a little bit of a distance, but he's there, Casimir, standing and observing. And he just says, Kaleena.
Yes.
What are you up to?
I am walking and I saw a piece of trash on the ground.
Yeah. So you're trying to lie to him. Basically, you need to dissuade him somehow from pursuing this, or you might lose social standing.
Yep.
He's looking kind of suspicious, but roll your influence.
Okay.
I think you would get +1 from your social standing, but you do get -1 because it is your negative tie.
Yeah.
So it's just straight influence roll.
Okay. I got an 8.
You got an 8. So he's so wants to say something. He looks kind of angrier. Well, just know that I have an eye on you. You're not getting into anything indecent, are you?
No. Again, I was walking and picked something up.
Where are you walking to at this time?
I had to go. You wanted me to investigate what happened, so going to the river to go investigate. Unless you have someone else looking at it.
I have people. Make sure they keep an eye on you as well. Do your job. And he does leave you alone. Basically, you got success with complications. So he is subdued for now, but he might ask someone to keep a closer eye on you.
Okay.
But yes, he goes off. And you start returning, I presume, unless you want to
No,
go
I
off
return
somewhere
back.
else.
Yeah, no,
so
I go back.
You return back. As Kaleena walks off, Paulina and Sofia, you are left in the garden. You see Derek is approaching the house.
Derek was a friend of Mishko's.
Yeah, a childhood friend.
Childhood friend.
Yeah, so they reconnected. They are similar age. They grew up together.
I'm gonna nudge Sophia and go, look, they're friends. You were friends with his wife. Go ask about what he got up to with other women before my sister.
That's not how this works. I mean, I'll talk to him, but
Be subtle about it. You can do this.
subtle. Okay.
He already doesn't like you. It's fine.
I go to approach Starek and just be like, how's Magdalena and the kids? How she seemed kind of distraught before.
She's better now. You really could have helped her a bit more.
I pulled my man's out of the river.
Yeah, I know. He looks to you kind of suspiciously. What are you doing here, snooping around right now?
I was following up on the man that I pulled out of the river to make sure that he's okay. And typically when you save someone's life, it's common courtesy to follow up on them.
He looks a little bit skeptical looking at you. Well, I'm going to see him right now. So and he starts like walking towards the house. I assume you went out of the garden, so you are still outside.
Yeah, because that's how I saw him approaching. And
yeah,
I would follow him into the house.
He's now getting ready to ignore you and go inside, unless you want to, ask. And yeah.
So how did you? I know you and Mishko were friends. How do you know him?
Well, we both grew up here in this village. He was a kid, I was a kid. Played together, then, talked about the plans together. Normal growing up stuff.
And you've just been friends this whole...
Well, he left. We didn't really keep in touch much. I met him when I went to the market a few times. He was pretty down on his luck. Not what he tells his parents, though. Down on his luck.
I heard he was doing good out there. What do you think was happening?
Well, in town, it's difficult. Folk go there hoping to make a fortune and, well, I don't know, you might try it for yourself.
Yeah, maybe I will. Well, yeah, I heard that he was pretty successful in town, so that's a bummer to hear that. Not as much as people thought.
Apparently not. I would like to go inside, or is there anything else?
No, let's go inside.
So he does go inside. You see Eva, Mishko's mother, open the door for him. You are returning around the time.
What?
Kaleena is returning. You sort of all reconvene.
Yep. So yeah, I walk in as well.
Are we going to this lake again tonight, or are we going like tomorrow? Because if we're going tonight, I made like a note for my parents.
We'll
I'm not supposed to be
probably
out this late.
end up going tomorrow because my house is full of people right now.
There's a lot of people.
Yes, my house is full of people right now, and I
there's a
can't
new
just
one.
stay away.
Eric is here.
Yes, I know. Thank you. Yes, I can't just slip away and keep telling them I'm going somewhere and seeing someone else because they're going to ask me where I'm going in the middle of the night.
Okay, so tomorrow, are we talking tomorrow during the day or tomorrow during night? Does this need to be a night thing?
You would know from your roles that this is likely to be happening around sunset and at night. That during the day, most likely, the creature won't be active.
Yes.
Okay. Tomorrow evening/night.
Yeah, so Paulina, you'll have to figure it out. I'm sorry that you still live with your parents.
I'm not. I haven't done a chore in my life.
Well, again, that's
Don't worry,
on
I'll
you.
figure it out.
So yes, we all go inside.
Is
Everyone goes to
Mishka
bed.
asleep?
Yeshko is, as you go inside, Yeshko is sort of lying down on the place you have for patients. His mother is making sure he is. Lena is also making sure that he is. And Derek is just sort of talking to him, and he makes to leave right now, Derek. They had a quick chat. He made sure his friend is okay, and he is leaving.
Can I convince Lena to come home with us rather than sitting with her darling groom the entire night? She needs to sleep. She needs to eat. She needs to look glowing. She needs to stay healthy.
She did eat dinner. Just saying.
Very good. She still needs to sleep.
She looks, I think I'm gonna let you just have it. I think she would come. He is safe. He's not in immediate danger. He needs his rest as well. So Eva will also say you both should get some rest. You don't want to be tired during your wedding. And Lena will come with you. So you are all heading home for the rest of the night.
Yep.
So Sofia, you return home with Derek. There isn't really much trouble there. He sort of looks to you. He's always a bit grumpy around you, not overtly so. Magdalena is sleeping with her kids, like lying next to her in bed. And you rest for the night. Paulina, on the way, Lena says to you, Paulina, I'm really worried. I heard some people say some rumors that he was meeting someone out there, maybe a woman. Do you think he's cheating on me?
I mean, how much do you really know about him, Lena?
Well, I
really know about him, not just words he's said to you and promises he's made. What do you actually know about him?
Well, I know he lives in the city. He works at the shoemaking shop. He makes an all right money. He says he might take over. I know he lived here. I know he's from here. I know his sisters, but they only remember him from their childhood. I don't think he would be. We got on so well ever since he arrived.
Question to the DM: How much time has there been for Lena and Mishka to like court
Few months,
each other?
like 3 months.
3 months. So it's pretty freaking fast.
It's pretty freaking fast, but fast weddings are not unheard of, you know. Getting married is important. Did we lost Anniek again? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
How many days is it to the wedding?
It's the next day, another day, and then there's the wedding. It's 2 full days before the day of the wedding.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right, so Kaleena, you are left with Eva and Mieszko. Mieszko sort of he's just sort of lying there preparing to sleep. Eva asks you, is there anything else you want to check on him? My dear, maybe you should check on him just to make sure he's okay. And he's just sort of, I'm fine, Mom.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll my hearth just to, double check to make sure that everything is fine.
Go for it.
Okay, so it's 8.
It's 8. He seems fine. Like you can't really tell whether the enchantment or like the almost drowning had more of an effect on him. But for now, he seems safe. Like you don't think anything should happen to him.
Yeah.
Over the night.
Yep. So I just let her know that, he just needs a little bit more rest and then he'll come back tomorrow as strong as ever.
Of course. Do you mind if I stay here?
That's perfectly fine. And I make up a bed next to his.
Yeah, Sheila is in bed and you go upstairs and you just hear her saying again to him, maybe you should go back. Maybe you should go back to the city. And he sort of grumbles something in response. I'm assuming you're going to bed. Or do you want to ask her something more?
No, I'm just going to go to bed.
So you're going to bed. Anniek, welcome back.
I've now officially switched to my work laptop, which will hopefully
fingers crossed
last.
Hopefully. So you were asking, oh no, I forgot what you were.
I was asking my darling sister Lena what she actually knew about.
Yeah. Oh, right. I remember.
And she had to admit she didn't know all that much about him.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. She would also mention, actually, as you're asking, that that she knows that something happened and he left, and he doesn't like to talk about his childhood and why he left.
So yeah, that was the next question. Why did he leave? And also partially, why did he come back? Like, surely if he's having such an amazing time in the city, you don't need to come back to your schlempy old hometown to find a bride.
Well, I thought he came back to see his parents, see this place maybe. He told me he thought of going back permanently, but he's not sure he can stand it. I think something happened when he was young. I don't know what it was.
Okay. Look, Lena, you could always postpone the wedding if it doesn't feel right. I mean, it's been 3 months. He nearly died today. You're young. He's young. There's no need to rush.
I don't want to end up like Sofia.
Look, that's not, mom and dad are not going to turn you out. All they want is for you to be happy. And if you're not happy herding goats, they're not going to make you leave home and herd goats. You can, I'm not saying dump him forever. I'm saying winter weddings are nice too, beverly gowns, furs, stola.
That's so cold
in
the
lace
winter. And I like him, and when we talk, we get on so well. I worry he doesn't want me anymore.
well, then he's an idiot and he doesn't deserve you. If he loves you, he will wait. If he has sketchy intentions, he will push. Just, if winter's to go, fall wedding, make it harvest themed, pumpkin rides.
I'll think about it, but let's just go home.
I just don't rush into anything. Apparently something happens and nobody knows what. That's worrisome. And I want you to be happy.
She's listening, and you see her, she's getting kind of worried. She doesn't like hearing all this, but she is listening.
Okay.
And you get home. Your parents are fussing over you both. They more fuss over Lena. They kind of ask you, why did you stay out so late? But you came back with Lena, so it's fine.
I figured they would go underneath. We had to go see Mishko. She was really worried, and I was just going to imply that I was with her during that. And
they figure it as much, and they say, "Oh, that's very good. She shouldn't be alone at this with all this." And you will go to sleep. So, what is the plan for the next day?
So I think the plan for me, at least, is to get Mishka out as quick as possible, and then get ready for for evening.
Right. So you get up. Eva is already up. She is preparing some breakfast. Some herbal infusion. She looks to you. Oh, good morning, darling.
Good morning.
Mieszko is also sort of waking up. Right now he sits up. Kaleena, was it? Thanks a lot. I know you and your friends saved my life, so thank you.
You're very, very welcome. And if there's, anything else that, I can do to help, if you do feel, sick at all again, just come back and we can, try to help any way that I can.
Yes, I think I'll be going right now.
Yeah, not a problem at all. And I know your mother had cooked something. Do you want to eat before you go?
Well, I think we should get back home. I made some breakfast. You can have it, or we'll have a quick meal together. Why not? And you sit at the table, unless you want her to go, like right now.
No, it's fine. We can go ahead, and maybe I can coax a little bit more out of her. Not like really prying, but a little bit more of like, oh, I know you've had the orchard for a while. How did you guys obtain that land? Things like that.
Right. Roll your influence to see how much you get out of her. And what's your social standing? It's liked, I think, at the moment.
Let me check. Yes.
So you get +1 on top of your normal bonus to that. People trust you and like you in the village.
Well,
except for the village head.
Yep. So I get a 12.
You get a 12. You are sort of chatting, asking about the orchard. She tells you that, they've had it for like generations. And she makes a comment like, Mieszko, we really hoped you would take over, but I understand if you don't want to. And then she sort of looks to him, and it almost slips her, like, why would you go to that lake again? Why would you go into the forest? You avoided it for so long. And he's like, he looks to you, Kaleena. He's kind of unsure, and then he's like, well, I just wanted to say goodbye, I guess. And she kind of wraps hands around him. It's just like, oh, my darling. And she looks to you sort of with apology.
Mhm.
He went through a terrible tragedy. You wouldn't remember, you're too young.
Yes, I do understand. I know I did lose a cousin to the woods when I was very young.
Oh, of course you did, I remember. Oh, I'm so sorry. You wouldn't remember Yana. You were such a baby, but she drowned in the lake. She went swimming.
Now,
And Mieszko is like, you see tears in his eyes right now.
mhm.
Like we were so in love. It was a young love, I suppose. Well, whatever, you saved my life. I guess you deserve to know. I couldn't stand to be here. Knowing she died here, I needed to get away. But she's there. She's there in some way. I heard her calling to me. And I love Lena, but she's calling to me. Yana needs me.
I know, definitely. Whenever it comes to grief, it is difficult to feel like it always feels like they're still there with you. But they definitely have passed on. But there's always a piece of them with you, and you'll always have them in your memory with them.
I just wanted to leave some flowers there. I didn't think should be there, but thank you. Thank you so much.
You're oh so welcome. And again, if you ever need anything again, just you know where to find me.
And they finish their breakfast. You see Mieszko doesn't eat very much. And he leaves with his mother. Unless there's something more you want to ask specifically of them. You had a very good role, so no. So they leave. Sofia, what do you do? Do you have any specific plans for what you want to do during the day?
Because this thing is still a threat, and I want to ward against evil on my cousin's house, because
all right.
I would
you
like
do
them to not walk into the river.
I think you do have -1 to casting from your previous complication.
Oh no.
It would be light magic. So you are warding the house against evil.
All right.
What did you get?
A 7.
A 7. So that will be a success. You managed to draw a word that will protect the house. But there is one complication. One is that it will only last for a day and a night. The other is that it affects you in some way as well. So you would again have -1 to your next roll to cast. Or someone notices you doing it and you have to dissuade them, or you will lose social standing.
Okay.
And it's your choice.
I think I'll go with dissuading. I'll try
Okay. I'm gonna see if I want to be meaner or nicer about it. I'm gonna roll a d6. It's a 5, so I'm gonna be nicer.
Okay.
It's not gonna be Darek. It's going to be your cousin, Magdalena, who, as you are, outside the house, drawing something on it, casting the spell, she looks to you, kind of frightened. What are you doing, Sofia?
I don't know if you remember this, but in my hometown, anytime someone like gets over a really tough illness or and some bad luck, they want to, it's generally like good practice to, I don't know, try to clean your house in a specific way to make sure you don't get any bad luck. Like that person's bad luck doesn't roll over to you.
But is it like witchcraft?
No, it's just like, it's a thing my mom used to do. And like, I think your mom also did it too. But it's just an old habit.
Right, roll influence.
Oh. Oh no.
You do get +1.
It's okay. It's a 3.
It's a 3.
Yeah, I did nat 1.
Okay, so you see Magdalena, whom were pretty good friends with, look to you. And all this talk about good luck and bringing good luck, and something clicks in her mind, and she goes like, oh my God. And she sort of backs away and runs away to talk to someone. Please. She's probably not gonna tell everyone, but some gossip might spread. So please lose one social standing.
Hey, welcome down to my level.
You still, it's not major. She's not gonna tell everyone. She still cares about you, but she's kind of scared of you now. Paulina, anything you want to do during the day specifically?
I mean, I ran through a lot of our herbs, especially since I gave stuff to Kaleena. So other than making sure Lena is settled and thinking real hard about potentially maybe postponing this whole thing, I think I want to look for some plants.
Okay.
Like before we go to the lake, because I want to pick some plants and then come back. And
yeah. I just want to get through the things you want to do before the evening, because we are coming sort of towards the end of our time. So
I want to find a very specific plant because I know Sofia ward a house. I want to ward my sister.
Okay, right.
Specifically.
So roll your hearth.
9.
9. So you do find the plant to pick the plant you want that has ward against evil.
Yeah, I'll take the corn cockle.
And let's say you come across, it's not gonna be your tie. Let's say it is Aga's mother, Hannah, who sees you. It's Mieszko's sister. You see her, like you were picking it, and you notice that she's looking at you suspiciously. Like, Paulina, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be, with Lena preparing her for the wedding?
Oh, she's resting. She had quite a shock last night, obviously, so she's just bundled up and having some cold drinks. And I'm picking some flowers, get some design ideas for things I make in the lace. Floral patterns are very popular, especially in summer.
Right, roll your influence to dissuade her.
Actually, that's not as bad as I thought it would be.
I think you're okay with
No,
influence. Yeah.
I'm okay with influence. No, it's just my social standing is neutral, but I actually put points in influence because I'm a professional Karen. I have 12.
What do you have?
12.
12, yeah. She's like, oh, all right, of course, yeah. Well, we pass on my good wishes. I might stop by later, see how she's doing.
I'm sure she'll be happy with any
Mieszko was
visit,
pretty
just
shaken
to keep
up.
her mind off of things. Yeah.
And you go home toward your sister.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'll ward Lena and immediately spend the flower I picked.
Roll your light magic.
8.
An 8. So it's the same thing as with Sofia. You get it either lasts for a day and a night, you get -1 to your next roll to cast, or someone sees you.
I'm okay with it lasting a day and a night because tonight we're probably gonna resolve all of this and
all right,
fine.
Okay,
I just
so
need her to not like wander into a lake. That'd be great.
Yeah, so you place a word on her. Is there anything else you want to do in terms of preparations? If you want to find some more plants, like normally you can look for plants once per session, but I decided to just let you
we need so many plants.
Exactly. So for the purposes of this game, you're free to look for more.
And I want to look for plants once more before we head to the lake.
Yeah, I would also like to look for plants one more time.
So let's say that Kaleena, do you wish to do anything else in the village?
I am all set right now.
Okay, so let's say you meet up and on the way to the lake, you can look for your plants once more. Are you all looking for something specific?
I am, yep.
Yeah.
I have plants and I need plants. Hearth, right?
Yeah, it's hearth for all of you then.
Okay. Hearth. 11.
11?
11.
So yeah, that's 2 plants. What did all of you roll?
I got an 8.
I got a 12.
Okay. So Kaleena, you get 2 plants.
Okay.
No one sees you. Sofia. You are, I assume you sort of wandered off and you're in a general area. You find 1 plant of your choosing. And you see this time Dalek come across you and he's a little bit surprised. Sofia, what are you doing here in the evening?
There's just a goat that has like a wound that's not quite healing right, and I just wanted to make a poultice to put on it, like, a compress.
Yeah, right, roll your influence just to sort of speed it up to see how much he's buying that lie. It's -1 though.
Oh no.
Wait, mine's is neutral now.
No, it's -1 from him, like the tie to you, that's negative.
Oh, God.
He already doesn't like you and you're making it worse.
Then it's a 7 with the -1, yeah.
It's a 7. All right, so in the 7, it's like he's not immediately alarmed, but he's, right, I heard Magdalena mention you were drawing something in my house. I think you might need to look for a new place to live soon. Magdalena needs her rest. But we'll talk about it later. Have you seen Mieszko?
Yeah, Mieszko is, did he leave?
He wandered off into the forest again.
Oh.
Came to look for him. His mother is panicking. I'm assuming this is all, happening in the evening as
Yes, yeah.
some day has passed.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't seen him, but I'll keep an eye out since I'm out here.
Right, okay. And he sort of goes off in his own direction, and you hear him calling Mieszko. And you all reconvene.
Do we hear him calling Mieszko?
Yeah, you would hear him calling Mieszko.
Kaleena, did you lose Mieszko?
I didn't lose Mishka. He left my place a very long time ago in the morning, and I got more information about what's going on. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
So fill us in while we walk, because I have a feeling he's heading back to that lake.
So he was going to marry someone else before he left the city. Her name was Yana. She drowned in that lake.
That figures.
So
She
Yana is now upset because Mishka is now marrying your sister. He's going out there because he wanted to, visit it again. And he keeps hearing her because, her spirit's upset. So we've connected all the dots. We just need to soothe her, and then case will be solved. Unless, of course, you want to, stop the wedding and just let him drown.
I mean, it's a valid option, but they are going to try and take me to the city with them, which sounds kind of tempting. So for now, I'm cool with this wedding. Like, as long as he's not some creep who's cheating on my sister or whatever, I guess he's good enough. And she loves him, and I feel slightly nauseated saying that. But, if it's what makes her happy, we'll make this wedding happen. Okay. So I guess we're saving him.
Yep. And we should probably stop other people from going out there to go find him, because then
how do I soothe her when, like, she can't be mad he's not marrying her, she's dead. That's a really good reason not to marry someone, right?
And spirits are notably not rational.
I haven't
met a lot of them.
Yeah. That's why I picked up some buttercup and some white hellebore. Hopefully we can magic our way out of this to soothe her and persuade her. So
okay, and we want something wild dogs, and we want
dogs barking in the village in the distance.
Dark dogs in the distance. They're searching. They're searching for Mishka.
Yeah. Right. Speaking of people searching for Mishka and the hunting hounds they're apparently using, I think that we want no one else at the lake, because we're gonna magic our way out, and people don't need to see that shit. Because I already had an awkward encounter today, and I don't need any more.
I've had 2.
Yeah, so we need no one else there. So I think my moment has come. I would like to summon a bear to chase Derek away.
Oh my god, okay.
Here we go.
My moment to shine.
Are you
bear attack at the lake
with the bear causing some harm to Derek in the process?
He kicked out Sofia. He has it coming.
He hasn't kicked me out yet. He's trying.
He hinted at it, so it's enough to cause damage.
I think with this intention, I'm going to make you roll dark magic for it.
I can live with that.
Roll
I can absolutely live with that.
Animals.
Roll for summoning a bear. Come on, dark magic. You and me, baby. Oh, yes. That is an 11 plus 1 for a 12.
All right. Yes. So
bear.
There is, you hear like a bear roar in the distance somewhere, and you hear like oh shit, and some running.
Perfect. All right, let's go before the bear loses interest. Good.
Here we go.
And you get to the lake. It is now getting dark again. And you see, as you go to the clearing where the lake is, you see Mieszko walking on water towards a figure of a woman. And you hear her, all of you now, hear her singing. And you hear the words of a song that she directs to him now. Don't shun my affection, my words sweet as ever. Forget futile sights and romance. Come hither, so we can together in crystal blue waters dance. And he is coming towards her. And please, all of you, roll your wits.
8.
8.
9.
7.
So you all get the unbalanced condition on a success with complication. You are not quite drawn into the lake, but he sort of tugs on your senses a bit, making it more difficult to concentrate and to think.
Kaleena?
Yeah?
Did you want to do the soothing thing?
Let's go for it. So I'm going to go ahead.
And I was going to simultaneously suggest dispel magic on Mishko so he doesn't go closer while you soothe. And then I think Sofia is like SEAL Team 1 and has to swim out of rescue him.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Because I can't fucking swim.
Wait, are you soothing the spirit or our debuff?
So I'm going to soothe the spirit, and then
I'm going to dispel the enchantment because I'm also a little worried what happens if the spirit disappears without letting go of his mind first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what would happen there. So
yeah.
Let's go.
All right, I'm swimming out to catch him.
Thank you, Sofia.
Right. So Sofia is swimming. Let's start with dispelling magic. So is Paulina doing that?
I am dispelling magic. I grabbed another wild Angelica on the way here. Because it worked really well on Sofia yesterday. So we're hoping.
Roll your plus light magic.
It has to be light.
Well, it is light magic dispelling.
Yes. I mean, it's a 9.
It's a 9. So it has one complication. -1 for your next roll to cast, draws attention of a creature to you, or undoes some other spell that was cast by the coven.
I don't want to be noticed again because it was terrifying. I don't want another -1 because I'm assuming it stacks with my unbalanced condition.
It does, yeah.
Give me,
those things stack.
Yeah. So I'm just going to re-embrace the fact that Paulina is not necessarily a good person, and I will undo the ward Sofia cast.
All right. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
We're dealing with the spirit. She doesn't need it anymore.
Okay. So with that, Mieszko falls into the water, like looks confused and falls into the water. Kaleena. And you hear the spirit say, "No, I've missed you so much." Kaleena.
Okay. Light magic?
Light magic for
Okay.
Sylvias.
10.
10. That's full success. So the spirit just stops at the lake. My darling, And you hear her voice that is almost singing like, my darling, I've missed you. I've missed you. Sofia, you're swimming towards Mieszko. So roll your vigor to see how quickly you get there. You have -1 from your unbalance as well. Yeah.
Okay, then it's a 10.
It's a 10, no problem at all. You are ready there to sort of stabilize him. He kind of catches on you, then begins to swim. It's like, thank you. And as your magic takes hold, you see him look to Yana. And Yana looks down to him and stretches her hand. But she's calm now. And he just says, please let go. And she is, you see, something almost like tears flash on her face in the moonlight. And she says, goodbye, my darling. Please be happy. But she is soothed. And she dissolves in the moonlight and water. And you laughed with Mieszko, who swims back with Sofia. I am willing to jump to the wedding unless Paulina wants to do something to not make it happen.
Do they talk about taking me to town with them?
Yeah, I mean, if you inquire, yeah.
Sure, I mean, I'll nudge Lena a little bit.
Although now, staying is also on the table, so it's still an ongoing discussion whether they will go or not.
I mean, as long as I just want to have a very clear understanding with Mieszko that if he hurts my sister, that thing in the lake will be like a happy dream compared to what I will do to him.
He is a bit scared of that. I think in all these conversations, he kind of admits that he wasn't doing very well in the city, so he is sort of more willing to stay now. I
mean, I'm not above blackmailing him with telling everybody that he's, some shoe cobbler who's not making a lot of cash. And why wouldn't he want a nice set of orchards?
Yes, and the day of the wedding comes. And Lana and Mieszko get married. It's a celebration for the whole village. There are lovely flower garlands. There's lovely embroidered decorations. Lana's dress and veil are superb. At the wedding, Kaleena, you see your Aga dance with some of her friends. She's sort of leaning on one of the crutches. They sort of dance around her. The village head is keeping an eye on you a bit more closely right now, but he does admit, like, you restored him to health. Good job.
Thank you.
Any last thoughts for what Kaleena might do next? Any impressions how it affected her? What would she be up to in the next days, you think?
I definitely think that I would be talking to Aga's parents about what she had spoken with me about, how she wanted to potentially become my apprentice. And then if they agreed, I would slowly be talking to her about how I actually have been healing her leg.
All right. So a few days after the celebration and the wedding, Aga comes to you to learn, and first to learn healing, but you slowly start training her in magic. Sofia, you notice that Darek is making more and more suggestions that you should move on. Magdalena is also a little bit scared of you right now. She kind of, you feel they could get over it. It depends. What do you think Sofia's next steps would be?
I think I would move out, but I'm not going to leave the town.
All right, so you're finding a place in the village where you can stay. Yeah, you're very good with animals, so people, and you are, now there are some whispers about you, so some people are a little bit skeptical, but you still are treated like, fairly friendly. So some people are willing to have you take care of their animals and you move out.
Because I would like to still stay close to Magdalena and I guess rebuild her trust in me, and especially maybe because she's like tired all the time.
She recently had a baby, so she has a newborn in the house and she has a lot of chores to handle. And now that wedding preparations are off, she is kind of back more into her routine, and you slowly begin to mend your relationship in the coming days.
Okay. Yeah.
Paulina, do you try to push for moving to city, or are you happy for your sister and Mieszka to settle here for now?
I think he would do better for her, like leaving her here. I don't think Lena is I don't think she's a city girl, so I think they need to stay here. I do start pushing my father to at least let me take my lace to the city to sell from time to time. See if maybe I like the city.
So you begin though this,
there's no village boys I'm interested in marrying, and I also don't want to end up like Sofia, so maybe looking a little further out of the
yes. So you start pushing in the direction maybe to go to town with someone when they're trading, and you see your sister Lena settle with Mieszka and start preparing to take over the orchard after their beautiful wedding. Thank you so much. I think we will end here. I just wanted to close with a little bit of epilogues at the end. I hope you enjoyed it, both you, my players, and the audience. And let's have some, let's tell everyone who we are, what we're doing. Let's start with Anniek.
My name is Anniek. You can find me on Twitter at Anniekster. And normally I have a whole bunch of shows to plug, but currently my life is a dumpster fire. So I have nothing right now other than asking you to donate to Mare's wonderful charity again during one of her many birthday month streams.
And Jen?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Soup Duchess. I'm just like a regular person. Yes, definitely donate to the wonderful charity, and thank you for having me.
And last but not least, Danielle.
Yep. So I'm Danielle. You can find me on Twitter at FamousFighter93. I'm usually just on there, just spewing nonsense on the internet. I also have a podcast. So with that podcast, it is called Clearfield. You can follow that on Twitter at ClearfieldPod. So Clearfield is a mystery and horror podcast where the audience can vote on where the plot goes next.
It's really cool.
That sounds very cool. I will definitely be checking it out.
And it's a quick listen too, like 15-minute episodes.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I will definitely be tuning into that.
Yep.
And I am Aleksandra. You can find me on Twitter at Cassandra, spelled with KS_BR. And I designed this game. That's one thing I did. And I also ran a stream of Vampire the Masquerade that is set in post-World War II Warsaw on D_Lamias channel, D_Lamias on Twitter. We have our next episode this coming Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. GMT. So if that's something that you're interested in, check it out. So yeah, that's me. Thank you so much, and please donate to Mare's fundraiser.
And last but not least, hi, I'm Mare. Thank you so much for everybody for showing up, donating, and thank you for my lovely cast for putting on an amazing game. I did put the links in chat where you can purchase Aleksandra's game on itch. So if you liked what you saw, please support her. The next game that will be going on for the charity stream is this coming Wednesday, March 16th, my birthday. It was a game of Quest called A Bubble in Time that starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's all I have right now going on for the rest of the month. In the meantime, we are going to go raid Pleasantly Twisted, who is playing Elden Ring. Everybody go give some love in chat. Bye. We are good.
All right. Thank you.